There's no way that I am backing down on getting rid of that EIDL grant policy map that took out millions of small businesses from getting the rest of the $10,000 that they were promised in the CARES Act. And in the American Heroes Act, however, they put the policy map in there to strip American small businesses of their money. I am not backing down. I have not once even thought about quitting the fight. We are still fighting, ladies and gentlemen, and it's a battle that we're going to win. We've done it before, and we're going to do it again. There's no way I'm giving up on small business owners' rights that was promised to them by politicians during a very crucial moment, fearful, uncertain time of uncertainty in this country. And they took advantage of small businesses out there, making them go get loans, which EIDL loan forgiveness is still in the mix here. We're not going to take that off the back burner as well. We need to see those EIDL grants forgiven, and here's how we're going to do it. But first of all, I just want you all to know, I ain't quitting. I'm not quitting. I have not stopped. I haven't even tried to stop. I have been busy doing other things, but we have had to wait. There's been a waiting period that has been needed for this, that in order to sit back, see what they were going to do, and find out where their attention was concerning our EIDL grants and loans. And I can tell you right now, with no further ado, they're not thinking of small businesses at all. They're thinking about votes. They're thinking about how they're going to win the next election, and all those misleading congressional authoritarian speeches and letters and notes that they wrote to Congress and the courts to get your EIDL grants were a big lie. They were a big lie to get voted into office. Who did that? Well, I will give you the names. You probably already know the names. Schumer, Pelosi, Maxine Waters, Ben Cardin, Nydia Velázquez, Sherrod Brown, Bernie Sanders. Those are 8 of them right there. I think that's all of them that literally signed papers and documents saying every American, no matter size or location, should be getting that EIDL grant. Jackie Rosen even came out and put out another bill, S513, to get it implemented. But why did she do that? Why did she do that? I can tell you right now. I love football. Sorry about your Cowboys, Jason McElhone. Go Bucks. Hail Mary time. Hail Mary time could come and they could say, okay, we are losing. The Democrats are losing left and right. They haven't done a good, they don't have a dog in the fight here. But they do have a Hail Mary with small businesses getting back in the good graces of the small businesses to complete the promises that were made to American small business back in 2020 when COVID first started. And that would be S513. Get them the $10,000 grants, take the policy map away, and take care of that business. Now, furthermore, why have I not been out here screaming and yelling and making videos saying, here's what we're going to do next, here's what we're going to do next? Because what we've done next, we've had to sit and wait this out. We've had to sit. McElhone, Jason, he's another dog in the fight. Miss you, brother. Hope everything is well. But he's another dog in the fight, and who knows that it's time water and a time to plant. There's a time for seed, time, and harvest. For everything, turn. That's what we've been doing. We've been waiting to see what our next step has to be, and we had to see what they were doing before we had shown our cards to what we were doing. Now, if anybody remembers back in 2020, we ended up getting that policy, the EIDL grants, further implemented into the American Heroes Act by way of pressuring our congressmen and senators. Now, we've laid off the pressure to the congressmen and senators because we were too busy working on policy and procedures with the SBA. The SBA had a job to do, and they were not doing it up to par. Nobody was getting paid. We had to make sure people got their money, so we had to focus on policy and procedure to help people get their money. Policy and procedure is now pretty much, it's there. You got policy, you got procedure in the SBA. It's better than it has been, and there's no reason why they can't unload a boatload of money like that. They just need authority from Congress and authority from the Senate to do that. They need the authority back to get that money put back into the bill for the S513 for the small businesses. Republicans were behind it. Democrats were behind it. It was a bipartisan bill. It should be going through. But the reason why we can do this now is because we've waited to see what they were going to do. And if you all notice, they've done absolutely positively nothing as far as small businesses go. Nothing. It's all been voting rights. It's all been the Afghanistan stuff, the voting rights, who knows what they're doing now. Everything they've been doing has nothing to do with your wallet, nothing to do with your money, because they would like to keep the money to make bigger government. They even put in the $600 IRS is into effect this year, people. If you don't know about that, I can get you up to speed on it real quick. $600 or more into Zelle or into those not your personal bank accounts yet, but that's supposed to be coming up next year. But if you do Zelle, if you do Cash App or anything like that, over $600, by the end of the year, over $10,000 has to be submitted. But they're doing that in increments of $600. So anything, they're going to be taxing you. The IRS is growing huge. It's exploding with demand to come after particularly small business on this one. They're trying to go back and make sure that they get every nickel and dime made by small businesses because they've had to loan money out. So now they want to make sure that they get that back, and now they feel like they have the control and the power to do that. But let me tell you right now, they don't have the power yet to do that, and we're going to have to fight that as well. We can fight that in the ballot boxes. Just vote Republican, and you'll beat it because the Republicans are against it. Most of the Democrats are for it. Not all of them, but most of the Democrats are for it. And we need to make sure that we keep that. That's wrong. They need to stay out of personal lives and personal bank accounts of Americans who have those small businesses. But just to let you guys know, the fight is still on. The fight is still real. And it is probably going to get a little more and more intense coming up. We're going to be putting a little bit more pressure on these politicians. We're going to be coming forward and bringing back the statements and letting you know exactly what they said. And with election times coming up, there's no better time now than the present. It's been 2 years for them to get it right. They haven't done it. So it's time to reverse the roles here once more. We've done it before. We can do it again as long as we stick together as small business owners. As long as we stick together, there's power in unity. There's power in this. And I just want to once again give a quick shout out to my boy Jason McElhone, who's out there. And I hope he's ready to jump right back into battle here and get this thing wrapped up and going on, because this fight is getting ready to go into the 12th round, guys. This fight is getting ready to go in the 12th round. And once we're done, we hope that we have nothing but victories and shout outs and lots of noise for those people who didn't get the money due to the restrictions of the policy map or any other reason that you did not get that EIDL grant problem. Now, as far as the EIDL forgiveness goes, Cardin did say he would like to treat this more like a PPP, but what Cardin was trying to say is he wanted to take the PPP and bring it into the EIDL program, which means take the PPP in the private sector and bring it into a federally funded program. PPP offered forgiveness. That's why it was easier for these banks and stuff to go ahead and give PPP loans, because, hey, they're getting the money back from the government. Now, the government is now paying for that. Would the government be willing to pay for, what was it, almost $1 trillion that was lent out in the EIDL program? That's a tough sell. That's a really tough sell. But when you look at it as if they're trying to get rid of, or the Democrats were trying to get rid of student loans. A student loan is something that you go out and take. It's a product that you buy in order to gain an asset, in order to move forward, in order it's a purchase. You're purchasing an education. The loan for the EIDL grants is not that. The loan had to be received in order to get out of this. It wasn't a purchase. It was to pay for the purchases, the bills and stuff that we needed, that we had. It was a debt. It was nothing like a college loan. As far as the debt goes, yeah, they're both debts, but one of them is to move you forward. The other one was to sustain you and make sure you didn't go under. And it was something we kind of had to take. We had to receive it in order to get to, or keep our businesses afloat and to feed our families. We're not going out and buying, a college degree. So they're two totally different areas. So I think it would be a lot more likely to see a forgiveness in the EIDL loans than it would be in the in college tuitions being forgiven. So with that said, in the $10,000 EIDL grant in play, that EIDL grant could come down and say, okay, well, you didn't get it. You were out of the policy map area. And we're going to go ahead and give everybody, including those that already got the $10,000, another $10,000 off of the forgiveness of their loan. That would be a easy way out for the politicians, another $10,000 off your loan. A lot of people got a lot bigger loans than that and need a lot more than that forgiven from that loan. But I can see, if with the right pressure applied and the right statements made and the right arguments brought to the floor, that we could probably, there is a chance that EIDL forgiveness could come into play. And not to mention, it is election year. There's going to be an election coming up in November, and all these little small businesses that didn't mean crap in the last 2 years are going to mean a lot come time to take it to the ballot. So how do they get your votes? They buy them. They've bought your votes. They've bought at least the lies that they've told last year in 2021 or 2020, in 2020 was it? Yeah. The lies that they told weren't nothing more than buying your vote. They got your vote. They didn't have to fulfill their promise. So what we're going to do is make them fulfill that promise before they get our vote. In order to get our vote, that promise has to be fulfilled and not the other way around, because things aren't working out the way we had planned with the EIDL grants, and they're probably not going to work out the way we plan with the EIDL loans unless we make them prepay for that vote. Guys, I hope you understand where I'm coming from with this. I miss you all. I hope everybody's doing well. For all of you that got those grants and loans, congratulations to you. It's good to see you once again. And like and subscribe, share, and guys, have a blessed day. And somebody say, hey, I want my 10K. Still.
Somebody give it to me. Somebody give it to me. Somebody. Yeah. Somebody say, hey.